Hope Channel, changing lives. Hope Channel, changing lives.
For one night only, the city will converge at the National Theatre as United in Praise presents the A Cappella Festival. Yes! Brace for a divine musical experience on Saturday, December 31, as Ghana's hottest a cappella groups usher us into 2023 in a grand style. On stage performing Black Capella, The Manifest, Vocal Path, Note 6, K3M, New Era, Soul Street, and many more. Special appearances by Pesdak Praise Choir, Gifted Dia, Mark Enimirenchi, and Perez Music. Get an early bird tickets now at a cool 70 Ghana Cedis standard for single, 150 Ghana Cedis VIP, and 300 Ghana Cedis for a family of 5. Simply dial *928*529# to get your tickets now. The A Cappella Festival is proudly endorsed by Beyond the Return and supported by Charterhouse, Events Dome, Redeemer for Herbal Clinic, Meridian Ghana Conference, and powered by United in Praise. Pella Fest, a Hope Channel Ghana production.
Nia onyankopon hwehwa ane se onipa bia bedi yie e wasase so. Eno ti adwuma bia wo ye no, wo hia ho nimdie ene nkyerɛkyerɛ papa. Mpanifo se sanwa beba kontomre enkwan ani a na ejinemu nam so. Eno nti na Hope Channel edi dwumadi a ye frɛ ne se Business Forum abrewo. Yawada nwumre no nwotwe bia me kyerɛ 8 pm. Hia me na nakwa mesika. Me ne mpanimfo a waben no wadosukɔ e wo sikasɛmu. Adwadie mu ene enwuma mu besi nkonya ne ama nkyerɛkyerɛ papa a ɛbɛboa wo na nso watimi atumpɔn piao.
Hope Channel, changing lives.
Hello, good evening, my beautiful viewer and listener. It's a beautiful Tuesday, and we are always glad to come onto your screens, especially when we are discussing family. That is why the program is called Love at Home. Yes, Love at Home, because we discuss every member of the family, because we need to promote love. There should be peace, there should be love in our homes. That is why it is Love at Home. I want to invite and thank you so much for always watching and listening to our programs and also bringing your suggestions and comments. You are always welcome, and we love that you are being with us. Thank you very much. Today we have a very, very sensitive topic we want to look at, and we are discussing managing academic exams in failure. We are discussing managing academic exams in failure. It is the desire of everybody to write exams and pass. But is that always the case? Certainly not. And so when it happens, what do? How do we manage it? How do we handle it? We have our SHs at home who have just received or gotten their results. The junior high schools would also be coming. The university people who have also trailed are also confused. That is why today we are discussing this topic. I hope you will enjoy this show. please stay tuned and call in every member of your family, including your friends. Let me also remind you that we have Pala Fest, which is a program coming on live at the National Theatre on the 31st December. Bring in your family, your friends. This is 150 Ghana cedis, which is a VIP ticket, and you will love it. It's all about a cappella music and quality music that will refresh your soul. We have the regular ticket, which is for the singles, at 70 Ghana cedis. And what I love so much is the 300 Ghana cedis, which is for the family of 5. So do not say that families are not invited. You are also invited. Please come in with your family and let's thank God as He ushers us into a new year in the year of 2023. Thank you so much for staying tuned. Now let me go straight to introduce my guest for today. My guest for today, I have Madam Hannah Owusu Setre. She is a clinical psychologist and a counselor. Mami Hannah.
Hi.
Hi. Good evening. You're welcome.
Evening.
It's a long time.
Long time.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
I hope everything is okay.
Oh, by God's grace, we are still kicking.
That's good. We thank God.
The grace
and He will
is
still
sufficient.
protect us, right?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. My next guest is Dr. Josiah Ando. He's a Bible scholar and a love consultant. Pastor.
Yes, madam.
And a doctor.
All right.
You are welcome.
Thank
Good
you very
evening.
much. Good evening.
I hope the class today was good.
Yeah, it was fine.
No students, there was no problem from any students, I guess.
No, I mean, we are fine.
in any case, it's part of it, right?
Exactly.
Yes.
It's fine.
Okay.
My students did presentations, so I was listening to them, asking questions. That was what happened in my very last class.
That's good.
All right.
So you're all welcome. And especially you watching and listening to us on Facebook, YouTube, wherever, you are welcome. And thank you so much for staying tuned. Please remember to call in your friends. The time is so. The family is ready to learn and unlearn. Thank you. Now, let's quickly look at, Mrs. Oye, let me please start from you. When we say the word failure, what is the meaning? What is the implication? What is the meaning of that word?
Well, thank you for the question. And then I greet all our viewers and also welcome them.
You say you are welcome.
Yes. Honestly, in simple terms, I will say failure is lack of success. In simple, for everybody to understand. So that's if I aimed at getting something done and along the line something happened and I'm not able to do it. It means, should we say failure? I would say because I haven't been able to do it, I have failed. Let me put it that way so that we will understand. So lack of success is what in simple language we will say failure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Doc, do you want to add something to that?
Yeah, sure. I mean, lack of success, I would define it as missing the mark.
Okay.
So you have a target that you want to hit, and you shoot your arrow, and then it doesn't hit that target, then you have failed to succeed.
Okay.
That's why she defines that lack of success.
Okay.
So the mark is to hit this point, and then you shoot your arrow, and it doesn't hit that point. It rather hits somewhere outside your desired point.
Okay.
So you have failed.
Okay.
So you intend to run from here to one point. You don't get to where you want to get to, and then you fall along the line. You failed. Or so in the context of what we are discussing, exams. You expect that after writing the exam, you should get what we will call a pass mark.
Yeah.
you don't get the pass mark, you fall below the target, then they say you have failed. That's what they say. You have failed. Now, but there's another form of it. They don't say you have failed. You have passed by what they mean. But you intended to make an A.
Yes.
But you made a B instead of an A. And then you are like, no, I didn't expect this. I expected to meet this point, but I have met that point. Therefore, you feel like I have failed. I didn't succeed in getting what I wanted to get. So that is what we would say failure is.
So let me continue that for me. Then what are some of the possible causes of failure?
Okay, so it can be your environment. It can be also coming from you. So that if I am running to meet the finish line and then I fall along the way, it can be because I am tired. So my strength could not take me there. It can also be because I tripped on a stone, which is outside of me. I don't have control over it, and then I fall. Or it can also be my fault. It can be that I failed to do what I ought to do to be able to get there. So when we bring it to the academic exam setting, every student who is going to write exams, when you are going to study, when you are going to write exams, everybody will tell you, study hard, and study, study hard so that you can make it, so that you can get the grade. And everybody expects that once I write this exam, I should be able to get the highest mark. And that is what you expect to do. So if 1 + 1, you need to get the answer as 2 and all that. So when you don't get it, then it means that you have failed. So what are some of the causes? Maybe I do not study the way I ought to study. I do not study hard. Maybe I got swerved in the exam. I studied about the bird, and then the one that came is a chicken. So I am unable to write as much as I would have written if it was a bird. Or maybe the thing came and then I deviated. I felt like, okay, I'm supposed to write it this way, or I'm supposed to answer the question this way. Not knowing that the examiner expected me to have written it that way. So these are some of the things that and sometimes it is simply because I am a student who is not given attention to my studies. So there are other times it is purely beyond your control. Maybe you were ill during the exam, and so you are unable to give off your best. So these are some of the things that
So Mrs. Usu-Sechere, from the psychological point of view, what could be some of the causes for failure in an exams?
As Pastor rightly said, you see, sometimes you prepare fully for examination, and some students also write from the beginning. You see, passing examination doesn't mean that you sit down 3 days and then you study, you go write and pass. It starts from the day that lectures starts, you see. So you don't need to wait. So some students, they don't bother, they don't care about anything. They will wait and wait and wait till the last minute. So psychologically, the mind is not prepared. And as you compress all the things, by the time you get to the examination room, you see the questions, and you will not be able to even remember anything. You see, that is also part of it. And then sometimes lack of parental control, because he had already mentioned environment, which parenting is part of it. You see, some of us parents don't even care, don't mind what our kids study and all that. When it happens like that, it will not also help the children when they are preparing for exams, when the home is not conducive, always quarreling, fighting, abuses and all that doesn't help children as they study. And then Pastor mentioned that some of the causes also come from us.
If you say us, who are you referring to?
I'm talking about we the students.
Okay.
So I'm referring to myself as a student.
All right.
You see, we don't attend lectures. We don't do anything that will help us to understand. You see, passing examination is not about knowing the stuff, understanding the questions. It's also very, very key. You can learn everything, you have all the stuff, but if you don't read the questions well, if you don't understand the questions, you don't digest the questions before you start, you write, but you will not pass. So sometimes it is not the fault of the child or any other person or any examiner, but the child has the information, but how to produce the information to get that 60% or 70% pass mark is a problem. If it happens like that, you will not be able to pass.
Wow. But does failure has any benefit? Is there any benefit in failure?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so tell us
because
more.
Sometimes when things happen that way, as Christians, we will say that maybe it is the will of God that I didn't even pass, because it may happen that that year my mother or my father or my guardian do not have money to take me to where I'm supposed to go. So we will say, oh, okay, it is the will of God. So I've taken it in good faith. You see, sometimes when you are not successful in examination, it prepares you. It gives you a new direction. That, oh, I plan doing this, but I'm not good in economics, I'm not good in science, I'm not good in this. So you sit back and then you analyze all this, and then it gives you a direction for you to look at other options and other things that you have to do. Do you understand? Okay. Otherwise, we will say failure is a failure. No, sometimes it opens the mind for you to know, no, I can do A, B, C, D.
And see other opportunities, probably.
I have to explore. I have to ask questions about, or I have to, why didn't I do well? Maybe ABCD, I wasn't interested in ABCD. So what can I do best? Then you start consultation, talking to people, talking to the university lecturers, other business people and all that. And then definitely you will come back to realize that, I will be good at this thing. And so I want to look at it. So I think that sometimes it gives you a new direction.
Okay, so Pastor, what are some of the challenges that a child will face if he or she fails in an exam? I want you to look at it from the academia angle.
All right, that's fine. Well, once you don't meet the requirements that will push you to the next level, automatically what it means is that you are laid back. You know, for example, SSC students' results are here, and it is expected that those who want to go to the universities will get certain grades, at least a credit in 3 core subjects, credits in 3 electives. That's the minimum. Now, if one gets a credit in these, it means that the person qualifies to go into the university. And the person has, in quotes, not failed. Now, if somebody should get all 3 course credits and maybe 2 electives, it means that the person would need one more elective. Now, what it means is that when his or her friends are going to school this January, he will not be able to go, she will not be able to go. So that is an automatic, challenge. And so you are kind of, okay, you will not be able to go. For some, you would be able to go. You got a credit in 3 here and 3 there. You'll be able to get admission into a university, but maybe not for the program that you would have wanted to go for. And so you feel like a failure because you failed to meet the mark that you had set for yourself. You had set for yourself to go and study X subject. But the university says, no, if you are doing this, then you should have gotten this aggregate of your results. But once your aggregate is higher than what is the minimum, you will not be able to get it. And so you feel like, okay, I didn't fail the exam, but I have failed to meet it. So you automatically will not get what you expected to get. So there is that kind of effect that it has on you academically. Okay. And of course, it affects your psyche as well.
Yeah, so I want Mrs. Secretary to take us through the psychological, the emotional, and the social aspects when it happens like that.
You see, you go to school and you are in a group, you see, and you all have a mentality that, and even some friends, oh, this is what we are going to do. Me, I will go to Legon, and then I'll go to Tech. They all set goals and other things for themselves, wishing that one day they will go to Legon and meet as colleagues, you see. So as Osofo said, if you mix
the mark,
then you see your colleagues getting the opportunity to go, definitely you will be down. Because the moment the results are in, they start calling. Hey, what did you get in this? Oh, I had this, that. And then maybe you or your friends, they have gotten the required grades to the university. And then you are left with just one, especially English and Maths, and then the science. You see, when you miss any of these subjects, it means that you have a challenge. You either race it, definitely you have to race it. And it's a huge
trauma
on the mind, because the whole night, for some 2 weeks or in a month, the child will sit down thinking of why me? And some people will say, God doesn't like me. That is why all my friends have passed, and me, maybe I got D7 in mathematics or English or science, you see. So they start thinking. They don't sleep. They don't eat well. The moment it starts like this, if you don't take care, if they don't get support, then they start depressing. You see, some of them can depress to a degree that they need to go through medication, treatment and medication, you see. So it is very, very, very traumatic if it is not handled very well. Some people too, they pass, but as Osofo said, though you have the grace, but you can't do the course that you wish to do. And that is another challenge. And I think this incident, and parents should also be very, very cautious. When results are in like this, our utterances can also put the children down. Their self-esteem is challenged because the child sees herself as a failure. I mean, my friends are higher than and better than I can't do anything. They have a lot of, some even have suicidal ideations.
Wow.
Yes, I've encountered series of these people. And I think a typical example, around, was it 2010 or so, there was 2009, there was a gentleman. When the results came, the father wanted him to go to a medical school. That was the plan. This boy had lost the mother about 4 or 6 months
To the time of the
to
exams.
the time of the exams. And not that he didn't pass. He had all A's but 1 B. Then the father looked at him and he told him that then you can't go to the medical school. With this B, can you be a medical student? And that was all. The boy got depressed. I met him in one of the mental hospitals.
Wow.
You see, so ever since, whenever I meet parents, I caution them. After all of us cannot be in the medical school, but there are other areas in medicine that this boy could have gone to do. You see, but straight away, you just
Killed the spirit.
killed his spirit, and now he couldn't do anything at all.
At all.
Ended
The
in
psychiatric
the
home.
psychiatric home. You see, when you see this boy, you weep for him, going through medication and all that. It was
This is so
very, very
bad.
terrible.
This is so bad.
So we need to be very cautious because whatever, the person is traumatized. So you don't add anything that will cause more traumas.
Okay, so Pastor,
Yes.
what should, so if I'm not able to go into the university to go into the medical school, is that all? Or there are areas that we can go into, but parents and children are not able to see those paths and those areas?
Okay, thank you so much. I think that's very important. In the first place, we should know that when you have a plan, that plan is not necessarily that which must by all means happen. I mean, in other words, what I'm trying to say is that failure is part of life.
Yeah.
It is not all the time that you will be able to get to where you want to get to. That is something that we all have to keep in our minds.
So there are setbacks in life.
Setbacks are part of life.
Pastor, say it again. Oh. Are you
Setbacks are part of life. In fact, there's someone who has said that, some people we say that failure, we meet failure on the road to success.
sure? Yes.
But somebody says, no, failure is actually part of
Success. Okay.
So that on your way to success, you will meet some setbacks, and that is what we call failure.
Yes.
It is part of life. Maybe I decide to come here, at this time, and then I meet traffic along the line. I'm unable to get here at the time that I had planned to get here. That is a setback. It happens. It is part of life. So people should begin keeping in mind, our students, our parents, it is not everything that you decide to do that will automatically happen.
Succeed, yeah.
It isn't. And so once we keep that at the back of our minds, students will know that, well, I've written an exam. I am not the one going to mark the exam. So chances are that what I thought was right may be wrong in the eyes of the examiner. There can even be some extraneous circumstances
Yeah.
that can lead to certain things that you probably didn't expect. And so we should keep in mind that we will meet these kind of setbacks.
Yeah.
So having said that, let me say, okay, so in my plan, I wanted to go to the university to study X subject. Okay, because I studied at Valley View, let me say, I wanted to go to Valley View University. I wanted to do this program. And then I get a grade that does not qualify me either to enter Valley View University or to do a particular program in Valley View University. Is that the end of it? No.
Are you sure?
Oh, yes.
That doesn't end it.
Okay. So tell us more.
So, like I said, already I have in mind that it is not everything that you have planned to do that you will get.
Okay.
Anyway, in my life, let me use me.
Okay.
During my senior high school period, I got admission into a university that we were 6 friends. We all were so excited that we all pass JHS and then get into the senior high school. We all got admission.
That's good.
I got admission as well. But I didn't get the scholarship. There was this Northern Student Scholarship, free SHS for Northern students. I didn't get it because of my surname, Ando. I wept.
Oh.
No, it was so sad at the time. Now, it was only recently that I discovered that if I had gone there, I probably wouldn't have been where I am. Because I had to eventually go to another school that was started. So we're the pioneers. I sit here to say it was actually my training ground for ministry before I went to Valley View University.
Very good.
That's good.
The point, I failed to get what I wanted. Even though I got admission and all, but I still failed to get what I wanted. I wanted, the 6 of us were friends. We all wanted to be in this senior high school. But I had to go to another one alone.
To start all over.
And I wept. My mother was crying because her son was crying as well. But eventually, that place, I became the chaplain from
Very
1.
good.
And that's why I say it was my training ground for ministry before I came to Valley View.
Okay.
So my point, you may propose, but God may have a better plan
Very
for you.
good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you intended to go to a particular university or to go to a particular institution and your grade does not allow it, your grade could allow you to go into another place.
Field. In another field.
In another field. Maybe, just maybe, that is actually God's will for you. And so you should think of other, because it is not everybody who will go to the university. Who is going to go to the nursing training colleges? Who is going to go to the teacher training colleges?
The technical
schools. Who will go there? Some people will by all means go there. Now, we are not saying at this point that people who go to these places are failures.
Yes.
Or some are better. No.
Yeah.
What we are saying is that your grade can qualify you somewhere.
Yeah.
Where you may have a problem will be when the fails or the C, I think the pass is C6 generally. When you have a lot of the grades that do not qualify you to go, then you may have to raise it.
Yeah.
And so you may want to, decide to start come in again. And that is another mindset I want to tell our young friends. Failure is not final.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, the fact that I failed, so I got grade this, that, but I got D7, I got E8 in these 2 subjects. For that reason, I will not be able to go anywhere at all. It is not final. It doesn't make you a failure. Because seriously, our educational system tests our students one way. If it is about all students climb a tree, everybody climb a tree. The monkeys amongst us will climb it better than the fishes.
Yes. And the snails.
And the snails. If it says everybody go and swim, the fishes will be the ones who would. So the fact that I was unable to climb a tree doesn't mean me.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean I am dumb.
Okay.
I have my potentialities, and honestly, I believe that God has given potentials to everybody.
Okay.
There is nobody we would say for this person he's dumb or can't do anything. Yeah, he may not be able to add 1 + 1.
But he may be good.
But he may be good with the hands.
Yes.
So he's not a failure. And so the fact that you didn't get what you wanted at the university, or you didn't even get the school you wanted, does not mean you should give up.
Very good.
This is very interesting, my lovely viewer. Let's go for a quick break. When we come back, you will hear more. We need to understand that if you don't get the mark, it doesn't mean you're a failure. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. Thank you.
The wait for the Physical Youth Campaign is over, and we have been charged to go. Yes, we will go. Adventist Youth on a Mission. Get involved. The Obuasi Estate Youth Federation is organizing yet its biggest youth campaign after keeping safe of the dreadful COVID-19. We will, through this campaign, study the word to prove ourselves strong, train for skills, drill, hike, and play lots of fun games to equip ourselves for his service. Well-planned programs like career orientation and entrepreneurship skills, a night with Celestial City Choir, visit to Barikesi Dam, and Boyinre Kente Weaving Side. We have secured the venue. It's the Adventist Girls Senior High School in Tonso from the 21st to the 30th of December. Register through our website. Visit www.oeyfgh.com. Click on the registration tab, request for token, fill in your details, and make your payments from your mobile money. When coming, don't forget your tent, sportswear, and hiking shoes, Bibles, etc. For more information, contact or WhatsApp 0246 173 817 or 020 546 8765. Be in attendance, for this youth camp will be an experience of a lifetime.
For one night only, the city will converge at the National Theatre as United in Praise presents the A Cappella Festival. Yes! Brace for a divine musical experience on Saturday, December 31, as Ghana's hottest a cappella groups usher us into 2023 in a grand style. On stage performing Black Capella, The Manifest, Vocal Path, Note 6, K3M, New Era, Soul Street, and many more. Special appearances by Pesdak Praise Choir, Gifted Dia, Mark Enimirenchi, and Perez Music. Get an early bird ticket now at a cool 70 Ghana cedis standard for single, 150 Ghana cedis VIP, and 300 Ghana cedis for a family of 5. Simply dial *928*529# to get your tickets now. The A Cappella Festival is proudly endorsed by Beyond the Return and supported by Charterhouse, Events Dome, Midima Fuheba Clinic, Meridian Ghana Conference, and powered by United in Praise. Pella Fest, a Hope Channel Ghana production.
Hello, thank you very much for staying tuned. You are still watching the program Love at Home, and we are discussing managing examination failures. And before we left, Pastor was telling us the need to know that failing an exam is not the end of the matter. You can still make it up. Let's continue with our discussion. Mrs. Owusu-Setre, we would want to know, what must one do when he or she fails an exam?
Anyway, thank you for the question. You see, in life, everything that we do comes from the mind.
Okay.
So if something didn't go well with me, I've written an examination for which we have all gone through it. Some of us, we wrote our papers, some of 1 or 2 papers before we have become who we are.
Oh, okay.
You see? The first thing that you have to do is to accept the fact that the exam that I wrote, all the papers didn't go well with me. So what do I do? You accept. The moment you accept the fact that there has been a problem, it means you find solution to it. You don't shift the blame to anyone. The examiners didn't mark the papers well. The examiners didn't do A, B, C, D. I have been an examiner before, and the marking schemes are there. It is so flexible. If the child, a student write this, give this mark. If the person mentions this, give a 2 or 3 or half. You see, But maybe you think that you have also written, but you've written nothing. So the examiner will go back. We don't just mark the papers like that. Oh. You have to make sure, say, if the child, a student has a point somewhere, so that you can give some marks. You see, so you go round, and there is nothing to give. Do you understand? So marking is not an easy thing. So anytime I see a student saying that the examiners they marked us down, they marked our school down, it is not. It is not, because I've marked for so many years before I decided to stop. You see, so please accept the fact that you didn't pass, and you trailing the trailing may come from different issues. Could be you yourself, it could be the environment, it could mean that maybe you didn't get the right tuition. Do you understand? That is so you accept that fact. The moment you accept that fact, then it prepares you again. The mind is set that no, I didn't do something right. And now I will look for maybe a teacher who will help me so that I will be able to get the information for me to go and rewrite the exam. So acceptance is the key. Then you yourself, your commitment that you will put in, the zeal. The first one I didn't do well, but this time I will make it. I have my girl, after when her results came, she had gotten A1, B2, and then Maths D7. It was a shock the whole night. I didn't sleep. I am a psychologist. But the whole night, wow, what happened? And as I was thinking, the next morning, then she said, Madam, I'll go and write the maths. I said, wow. So she had her own setup, writing decks, chair, everything, ready to go, and she started. So I had to also look for a mathematics teacher. Then the teacher also tested her. Said, oh, mommy, she has petty issues. She will pass. And the zeal that she put in, oh, the next results that came in November, she has scored. Even the actual examination that she did in June, the NORDEC was far better. So I saw that she accepted the fact. She committed herself. She put in more effort to study, and she passed.
I understand what you are saying, but you know, most people have issues with mathematics.
Yes.
So, for example, if you know your child is already afraid of mathematics, and to her or to him, she has suffered before he or she got D,
D7
blah, blah, or E
whatever.
something, and you're asking this person to go and do it again, what do you think normally will happen?
What I'm saying is simple, and doctor will tell us. You see, some programs like diploma courses, some of them, they take the D7.
Exactly.
Do you understand?
Exactly.
So if I'm not sure of myself that I'll go and face the Second World War and I will come back with another D7, then let me go do my diploma and continue with it.
Exactly.
Pastor, please continue from where Mrs. Oyeyi
Yes.
is
You know,
ending.
what she's talking about is actually something that happens to everybody.
Okay.
Like she said, she's a psychologist, but she went through a process of first denial, and then probably trying to find out whose fault could it be. Could it be this? We do. Once you lose something, not this about loss.
Yes.
You wanted to succeed, you lose the success.
Yeah.
And so you begin with denial. It's normal, it happens. And it's fine that we get to know that our mind goes through these processes.
Okay.
You deny, you try to look for someone to blame, you try to blame yourself, and then you even get to a state of depression before you really grieve over your loss or over your failure. And that is when you get to the state of acceptance. You accept that, well, it didn't go well, or I did this wrongly, and so I can come up again. So you ask about what are some of the things that I should do. Well, what I need to do is that if I have to cry over the loss, I'll cry. There's nothing wrong with crying that I failed this
yeah.
course or this subject. There's nothing wrong with that. Go ahead, cry. After that, wipe your tears and move out.
on.
Okay.
Because that is life. Life would give you certain setbacks. But when you are done crying, you move on and accept that, well, I didn't do well. But, you know, the issue is about, okay, how do you accept it? Edison, the one who invented the light bulb, it said that he failed 1,000 times.
Okay.
When the journalist asked him, say, how did you feel when you were failing this 1,000? He says, I didn't fail 1,000 times. I rather discovered 1,000 wrong ways of making a light bulb.
Yeah.
So it depends on how you see
Your
it.
perspective.
Yeah. Okay.
So the fact that you didn't do well implies that you have another opportunity to begin again.
Yeah.
This time around more intelligently.
Yes.
Okay.
Because you have made some mistakes already. This time around, you decide that I'm not going to repeat these mistakes. But while you are going through this, try to keep yourself busy. I tell young people, try to keep yourself busy. Join the choir. Even if you don't know how to sing, go and bend their songs, it's fine. you are busy. It keeps your mind from you know, thinking of other things. Especially some people get, like she said, some people get suicidal.
Suicidal thoughts.
So get busy, do something and all that. These are practical ways in which you can deal with it. And then you re-strategize. What am I going to do? In the example she gave, she went and got a writing desk and decided that I am going to do it. And the mother got her a teacher. Now, if you don't intend to go that path, what it means is that, well, it's a D7. It can give me admission into another program. If I can't do this, I can do that. And if that is my target, I'll rather use this route. I'll do this, then it will be a way to give me access to that. And then eventually, you can actually become what you want to become, just that the road may be longer.
Yeah.
So it is possible.
Wow.
Because, Pastor, in addition to what you've said, I have a friend who wanted to be a nurse. We went to the training college. After the training college, she said me, I won't teach. I will still go back to do.
So after being trained as a teacher,
Yes.
she decided to go back and be trained as a nurse.
Yes.
Well,
And
so it
she
is the
did
never
it.
given up spirit.
So it is possible.
It is everything is possible.
Okay. Mrs. Osiche, please give us words of admonition to parents and our students, including the JHS who are coming, those who are in the university and then the secondary schools.
So what I will say is, one, currently results are in. Some of the children are down already. We are begging all guardians and parents that you have to hold your breath. You don't add more sauce into the wounds. So we are pleading with them. Some of us, we also had setbacks, but with the zeal, with the encouragement and all that, we have been able to sail through. So we are appealing to all parents to encourage instead of discourage. Encourage the children. You can do it. This is just the first trial. You go in and everything will be fine. And then find out from the child, what do you want to do? This one didn't help. So can you look at other options? So you support the child to look at other possibilities. You see, if we do that, we will be able to help them. The university students, some of them also have papers to write. I know a gentleman who had deferred papers, and he got frustrated and decided, the friends have graduated, and now 5 years now, he's still there. You see, there is a gentleman, I had to push Valley View. He says, I can't get school fees. And so for 4 years, he decided to end the final year just like that. And I said, you can't do that. So I had to stand in for him, to push him to pay the school fees. And now he's about to finish. You see the point. So sometimes challenges are there, but it shouldn't weigh us down. You see, we shouldn't magnify the problems. We should try as much as possible to help
issue.
us. Yes, if we understand, and then we have to add prayers.
Okay.
Very, very, very important.
Okay.
The child didn't succeed. Pray with the child all the time. Use the word of God to encourage the
Please
child.
add your number in case a parent or guardian wants to contact you for.
I hear. My number is 0244
0244
73 80
22. Please repeat.
0244
0244
73
783
80
22.
Yeah.
That is Mrs. Hannah Osiche.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Yes, Pastor,
Yes.
your last words
Well,
and admonition to parents and everybody who is involved in this process.
All right, yes. So what I would say is that failure is not final. There are a list of people who have failed several times, but they didn't give up and they succeeded. If your child doesn't do well in this particular exam, it is not the end of it all. Encourage him or her, and I'm sure they will be able to make it eventually. If you have failed, don't give up at all. I know somebody, recently I met somebody who has written NOVDEC 8 times. And she passed the 8th time. She said, I told myself I'm going to do 10 times.
Very good.
Before I give up. And she passed the 8th time. So my point is, don't give up. You will make it.
Your number, please.
All right. 020
Yeah. 020
89
89
059
059
12.
Please say it again.
020
That's good.
89 059 12.
All too soon, our time is up. I wish we could go on and discuss this issue because it affects everybody in the family. But let me remind you that Isaiah chapter 41 verse 10 says, "So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." This is our loving Father telling you, no matter what problem or how bad you think your exam results is, he says, do not fear.
Yes.
On this note, I wish you well. Parents, please let's keep on supporting our children as we pave good ways, or we support them to pave better ways for their lives. If there are other opportunities to enter, let's see how we can support them. On this note, I wish you well and thank you so much. But do not forget that Pella Fest, the a cappella songs on 31st night, will be at the National Theatre. The tickets are still here. We have the 70 Ghana cedis, we have the 150 Ghana cedis, and the 300 Ghana cedis, which is for the family. Please, let's go on 31st to dance out and praise our Maker for how far He has brought us. The year 2022 has been a very tough year, but we believe, and He says we shouldn't fear, He will sail us through 2023. And we come here again and sing hallelujah to His name. On this note, I wish you well and all the best. God bless you for staying tuned. Thank you. Good night. Bye-bye.
Hallelujah, Christ is King. Hallelujah, Christ is King. We have His hope that burns within our heart. Hope in the coming of the Lord.
Hope Channel, changing lives.
We're grateful to God for another evening. What an opportune time for us to take our Bibles, read His Word, and meditate on it. Tonight, I invite you to turn to John chapter 14, and we'll be reading from verses 1 through verse 3. John 14, 1 through 3. Let us hear the word of God. Let not your heart be troubled. Ye believe in God, believe also in me. In my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. I go to prepare a place for you. And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again and receive you to myself, that where I am, there you may be also. Insecurity does have a negative effect on us as humans. This is because we want to live without any threat to our existence. So we will be willing to spend as much as we possibly can to ensure the safety of our homes and properties. Fire alarms, carbon monoxide alarms, burglar alarms, security cameras, motion sensors on lighting, reinforced doors, weapons, locks, night and day watchmen or armed watchmen, huge and high walls, intimidating dogs are all part of the attempt to protect us and our property. These, we are certain, would give us an assured sense of security. However, In many instances, none of these have proven to be able to keep us and our families from destroyers. What happens when disaster strikes? As we have seen in places that earthquakes have taken place, where tsunamis have occurred, where volcanic eruptions have been experienced, where wars and civil strifes have taken place, where landslides have swept over towns and villages, where raging fires have swept through forests and neighboring towns and cities. Most citizens, rich or poor, wealthy or needy, have and have-nots, have escaped with virtually nothing of their property. Jesus, knowing how futile it is to put our hope in all these earthly and material things, gave us a promise of something better. A place, a home, a treasure that moth and rust cannot destroy, and thieves cannot break through. Have you thought about what God is preparing for you? May this promise be in your heart always. He is preparing a place for you and for me. And now, as we end this devotional time together, and as you and your family enjoy your rest, may I share with you the Lord's blessings. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you and your family. The Lord turn his face toward you and give you peace. Peace at home, peace at the workplace, peace wherever you find yourself. And throughout this night, may God's peace be yours until we meet again tomorrow. Shalom. May God's peace be with you.
It all started in a small upper room with humble, fervent prayer. Threatened by the authorities and banned from preaching, the church prayed, and two men witnessed with great power and grace. And people prayed everywhere in one accord, in repentance, with confession and humility. The lives of people were changed. Two men started out on a missionary journey that would turn the world as they knew it upside down. And the message went out to the world beyond. Corporate prayer helped a prisoner escape. A king requested that his people fast and pray, and the enemy was defeated. A battle won without the need to fight. Through a faithful servant and a young queen's faith and courage, a people were saved. Stories in the Bible showing the power of united prayer.
We are people, and we love to get connected. We connect as families because of birth. We connect as friends because we click. And we connect as communities because we care. Seventh-day Adventists are people who connect in communities called congregations, which in turn connect to form conferences, who connect together to form unions, divisions, and the General Conference. Why do we connect? It starts with a connection to the Creator, who invites us on a spiritual journey. When we journey together, we can help each other along the way. This journey is a journey of a lifetime. And as we learn and grow, life becomes filled with meaning and purpose. Our greatest joy is in helping others along the way. Wherever you are on your journey, we believe that we have something to offer that can make your life more whole. So the next time you see a Seventh-day Adventist, remember, you're not looking at someone who stands alone. They are connected to a world church that has 18 million members, gathered in 13 divisions, comprised of 122 unions, formed by 600 conferences, serving in 140,000 congregations in 208 countries, who worship in 924 languages, and they all want to connect with you.
Amen.